Hello and welcome. It appears we are live. Hello, welcome to Project Cars Drivers Club Season 3, Week 2. We are at Long Beach, I believe is how it's pronounced. A beautiful California street circuit. One of my favorites. It's dangerous. It's in the middle of the road. It's not one of those boring F1 tracks. It's walled in, bumpy, and it's gonna get wet and wild out there today. Well, maybe not wet. I don't know if we're expecting any rain out there today. But we are currently on our way with qualifying. We've got 16 minutes left. Everybody's trying to get those times in. Looks like we've only got 3 on the board so far. Hopefully my timing screen doesn't get as jacked up as it did last week. That was pretty disappointing. But, yeah, it looks like we got a 126 flat from Extrovert so far, and that seems pretty pacey, but I'm sure we'll see some more times popping up here. As always, I'm your lovely, voluptuous host, Dustin The Destroyer, and I'll be taking you through the action here. We will have 1 hour of racing after the qualifying session is over. We are racing the touring car class, full damage, accelerated tire wear, regular fuel usage. Basically hard mode, except I think pit stop errors are turned off, and I think we got realistic driving aids turned on, so we're getting hardcore here today, and it's a night race. The track's probably going to be a little cooler than what some people are used to for the Long Beach circuit. Not sure what the track temperature is, but if it is managing to retain a lot of heat, it still might chew up some tires because it does get quite warm in California. So those tires might need some replacement sometime through the hour-long race. Welcome, 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 everybody. And as always, I will plug our website, PCDC.link, if anybody wants to join in for the main series here or any of the support series and side series that we've got going on throughout the week. Enrollment is open. There's really no strings attached. You can basically show up and race as long as you're not a D-bag and can actually race clean. But no, we're pretty fun to race with. It's good clean racing most of the time. I'm gonna go ahead and shut off Cookie Clicker. I was playing that in the background, but I don't want that using up my computer performance with cookie production in the Flash game. We'll give that a rest. Looks like a couple more laps coming in. Echo with a 124.6. Not sure exactly what lap times we can expect for the race pace here, but I'm sure by the end of qualifying we'll have a pretty good idea. Hello, welcome, Simple. Good to see you again, mate. So Extrovert now getting into the 124 territory. I'm gonna turn my headphones down because I feel like I gotta shout. Simple, how's the audio sounding over there? I think I got it pretty well dialed in sound check, but I always like to check with how it's coming out on the other end. We'll go on board with Echo for a lap here. Looks like he's about to take a flyer. See, that blue line is the pit exit lane, and it also is a good spot to kind of go a little wide to get the best angle for the apex on that turn 1 there. So it can get a little bit dangerous coming out of the pits there. You have to be careful not to overstep the pit lane too soon and accrue a penalty. I'm sure we'll see some of those. And as you can see, the walls are pretty close. The streets are pretty wide, but certain corners like this one here, you exit just right next to that wall. And we're gonna see some bumps and bruises and scrapes and sparks, and it's gonna be an interesting race today. Hopefully no pileups. The classic nighttime headlight bug is happening. That's fantastic. Little ghost cars all around. And here Echo comes back onto the start-finish straight and completes his flying lap. Doesn't look like he improved his time, but that's the circuit right there. It's a lot of sort of 90-degree turns, but there's that hairpin at the very end, and then up ahead here there's like the roundabout section, and it can be very interesting to head through there. There's a big stage on the curb, on a couple of these curbs actually, that are like higher than the first stage of the curb. There we see some wall action already, and Echo calls it off, heads to the pits. Simple, is the frame rate bad? It looks bad on my preview. What are we doing? 30 FPS on OBS. It says, apparently, no drop frames. I don't know. We'll roll with it. Under 10 minutes now in the qualifying session. We'll see what else happens here. Might be because I'm playing the stream in 2 different places on this computer, but shall see. Oh, extrovert with a big spin there, trying to get a good exit. Yeah, so this is a very risk and reward circuit. If you're well practiced with the circuit, you know all the bumps and turns. You can really milk these wide streets for everything they're worth. But there's no runoff. There's no sand trap. It's just a wall. So we're gonna see some damaged cars. Yeah, well, simple. The 60 FPS. It's tough on the stream with my upload. I live in the country, so I can't get super good upload throughput. So it's like, I should experiment with this a little bit. I'd have to take my bitrate down to do 60 FPS, so it might wind up being worth it, but I haven't really tested side by side. I should actually give that a shot. If the frame rate suffers with this game, you really notice it. It seems due to the high speed involved. Hopefully these guys just haven't posted a time yet. I don't know if they actually are gonna show up or not. Looks like these guys are getting some times and just not getting them posted, but so we should be all right. Yeah, I still haven't worked out the exact most efficient way to use the new streaming setup that I'm on. So hopefully this will improve to the maximum potential shortly here. Yeah. We had a couple people drop out this weekend. Just a lot of people just getting busy and doing other things. So there's some scheduling conflicts. I know we had 3 that were signed up and confirmed that they can't make it, and then shortly before the race we had 1 or 2 that had to drop out day of. So yeah, only 19. And it seems, you know, the first race didn't have super huge sign up to begin with. I don't know if people aren't as into the touring cars as they are with the, you know, GTE and LMP multi-class, or I'm sure if we had GT3 we'd have a full roster, but you know, I think the touring cars are really interesting to watch and to drive. It's a good class to race that has some variation in it, so I don't mind having slightly lower entrance if that means we get some interesting racing out of it. There's that final hairpin that's so tricky to get through. Looks like somebody's knocked out their headlights already there. Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting race, I think. And the frame rate looks kind of bad on my preview here. I don't know if it's I can get here on my settings. Your racing setup's complete. Does that include a computer that won't crash you when you try to race? I'm going to briefly, while qualifying is winding down, I'm just going to briefly turn the stream off and switch to 60 FPS and see if that works out for us, because I don't like the way my preview is looking here. So we will be right back. Alright, so it looks like we're back in action, and I've set it to 60 frames, and it doesn't look like I'm dropping any yet, so we may actually be able to do this on the upload throughput that I've got, so that's some good news. 2 minutes left of qualifying now. It doesn't look like anybody's broken into that 123 territory. I think that would be extremely difficult in these cars, so about 124 and a half is basically what we're looking at, I think. Thanks for bearing with me. Hopefully this looks even more buttery smooth now. Man, I just can't tell. 1 minute left of the qualifying. We'll see if anybody gets some last minute stuff in here. I'm gonna grab a drink real quick before we get underway with the race. Oh, you got the Fanatec handbrake now simple. That's pretty legit. I want one of those for drifting and for rally. I think that'd be a good time. Don't really use it racing too much, but in drifting and rally, it's a bit more important. There's a 123 on the board from Echo, 123.9. Good lord. All right, so Echo's definitely bringing the pace here. I think that's the Merc he's driving. I'm gonna have a real difficult time identifying these hatchbacks in the dark. That's fantastic. Okay, it looks like everybody's finishing up their laps here. No, that is the Renault. I can't even identify the emblems on them. I'm not familiar with touring cars very much. Like the LMPs last season. Like, that's a black LMP, that's the orange one. So it looks like Echo's got a 123.9. He is finished. Extrovert also resting on a 124.4, so about a half of a second between him in qualifying. And then 4/10 behind Extrovert, we've got Apex Envy, which is some really great pace from Apex Envy. We haven't, I don't think we've seen a podium from Apex this season or last season. So that will be interesting. Let's see, and that's Lethargic. Oh, I'm missing someone, and it looks like my timing has bugged out. So, yeah, cool, good patch, guys. I guess we'll find out on the grid. But looks like Lethargic is up there as well, and there's more 124s than that. Yeah, we'll just have to find out, huh? I think we can safely go into our pre-race slides here while the race is getting set up. So, race 2, Long Beach, California. Some nice road course action. Walden, we're gonna get some crashes here. Expected lap times, according to Bill, is 124 in race, 123 in quali, and barely saw the 123. We saw 123.9 quali, but 124 and 125 I think is gonna be where most of the people are sitting. There's a lot of danger zones on this track. The entire track is a bit of a danger zone. But turn 2, the roundabout. Oh, excuse me. Roundabout has that wall at the entry apex there that can be a real trick to try to line up your roundabout entry around that wall. Turn 4 has that sort of high 2-stage curb that will unsettle the car, and it can potentially just flip the car over. It'll put you on 2 wheels if you hit it wrong with some speed with your weight shifted to the left. Turn 8, just a wall on the exit. There's some tires there if you completely bin it into the corner, but you're exiting just inches from that wall. Turn 9 is the high-speed right. easy to overcook. It's easy to bin that one into the wall as well. And then turn 11 is the hairpin. Very slow speed hairpin. In a lot of cars, it's second gear, even first gear, and you're barely moving as you turn that. A little easier in the touring cars because they got a short wheelbase. They can turn pretty well, but yeah, there's some different lines you can take through there, and it kind of just depends on your style and your car, how exactly you want to take that hairpin. But don't recommend going too wide in it, at least. It's not exactly. Oh, you can hear the starting. They're gonna do a manual grid formation here in the background. If you can hear that, we'll get through our pre-show here. So yeah, expect attempts. There's not a lot of room to go too wide here, but it does bunch everybody up and checks up the field there. So somebody will probably try to get sneaky through there, and it can get dangerous for sure. The standings so far for the individuals standings is Echo in the lead in the Renault with 37 points. Bill Kerman in second place, not exactly dominating this season so far. In the BMW, he's got 32 points though. He's just barely behind Echo in the points, and he is not starting today. Crowhop in third in the Opel with 28 points. And Zedian in fourth with 24, Husky with 21. There's a lot of ground that can be made up today in the individual standings. Have a Nice Day also not starting today. Manufacturers, the Renault is leading with 45 points, and Team BMW behind them with 32. Team Opel with 21.5, and the AMG with the lonely 1.5 points. We'll go back into the action here as they are on their formation lap. And where are we on the map there? So that's Echo, Extrovert, and Apex, 1, 2, 3, and Zedian in fourth behind them, Lethargic in fifth, and Amaris 6. Have a Nice Day actually turned up. Never mind. Don't mind the do not start. Have a Nice Day is here, and he is going to be racing. So they're going through the hairpin now, onto the start-finish straight. We are about to be underway in race 2 of season 3 with the touring cars for Project Cars Drivers Club. And they're off. Let's see what kind of monkey business we get on the first lap. I was with the driver radio during the setup for the quali, and the director was encouraging people to not go too wide at all during the first lap because it is just simply too risky on this track. Through that roundabout, the entire track is not super conducive to pack racing. It's dangerous, and we don't want a massive pileup. I believe in the support race there was a big pileup early on in the race, and there's a spin back there already. I think my race feed's broken again too. Oh, don't quit, jeez. It doesn't look like any positions changing so far. It looks like the pack's kind of split up a little bit. I think that spin through that turn may have separated the pack a little bit as everybody's angling for that fast right-hander there, trying to make some moves. Our front-running group is just getting through onto the start-finish straight to complete the first lap. Zoom, 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 and looks like for the second group here, also making it through. It looks like, who is that? Bev and Amira. Somebody was trying to make the overtake there on the start-finish straight. Not sure if that was clinched or not. Oh, it looks like Errol getting ahead of Parney here into the roundabout. Check back in with our front runners. Not a lot going on, but it does look like Lethargic is real close to Zedian. The Monster Energy Renault. He's 2/10 behind him, more than close enough to make some moves here. But it looks like he's gonna play a little conservatively and wait for his chance to strike. Having a peek around the outside, getting pretty good entry into that, and I have a feeling he's gonna try to make a move on the straight, but it doesn't look like he quite got the exit he needed to get that done. So he's probably gonna sit back there for a little bit longer. Not sure if it's worth trying to get anything done into turn 2 here, but it looks like he's pulling alongside and not quite doing it. He tucks back in for turn 2. Extrovert hot on Echo's tail here. This is getting juicy. That is our race leader Extrovert there in the white and blue Megane. Welcome to anybody just joining us. We are just a couple minutes into the hour-long race here at Long Beach. Extrovert keeping the pressure up. He dropped back a little bit. Beautiful custom BMW. The It's the Car's Fault, I Swear edition BMW. Love it. I wonder if our other custom livery cars got in on this race today. I hope so. We'll check back in with Lethargic. He's still chilling back there. And it looks like we got some back markers mixed in already. Unless of course my timing screen is messed up as it... Yeah, so Snacks, Ice, Mac, and Meeksta are unaccounted for. And I have a idea that they are... Okay, well that's Ice just messed up, and I think in the pits, possibly, that may have been a retirement because it looked like he warped straight to the pits. So Mac, Meeksta, and Snacks now are kind of wild cards. It looks like they're behind the first group. Yeah, those 2 or 3 blue dots you see behind these guys, I believe, are Mac, Meeksta, and Snacks. Not sure what the timing glitch is all about. It's only been cropping up recently, and I'm not sure how to fix it. So if anybody's got any ideas on how to fix the timing screen glitch, go ahead and send it in the comments or message us on YouTube or whatever, because it is quite frustrating for this kind of event to not know where these guys are. But it looks like Echo is kept up. Oh, it looks like Extrovert passed Echo while I was flapping my jaws there. So Extrovert is now leading in that beautiful BMW, and Echo is in second place, but he hasn't given up yet. He's Apex Envy, 2.5 behind them. Lethargic still sticking to the tail of Zedian, about a half second away. He's still in that zone where he can be catching the draft and have the option to make some moves here. Yeah, isn't it a great thing to have some timing bugs? Absolutely, absolutely magnificent. We'll do our best. Looks like Ice is still in the pits. That I fear that's a retirement because that has been a while. It's unfortunate. Ice seems to get... I don't know if somebody's got a grudge against Ice and they put out a hit on him, but he looks to get wrecked out in a lot of races, and that's just, it's sad. It sucks to see. Echo dropped back to 6/10 behind Extrovert here. Still not lost, but it looks like he's tightening up that gap here as they move into the final hairpin. see, looks like Lethargic managed to get past Zedian. Zedian still sticking to his bumper. Animera chilling behind Have a Nice Day. I feel like we saw this same scenario play out in the last race. I may be mistaken, but what do you know? It's your boy. Can't finish a main race, Ice. Hello, Ice. Welcome. You're more than welcome to join me in the commentary booth if you'd like. Unfortunate. Didn't see what happened. If you'd care to fill us in, I'm all ears. Oh, it looks like we got Dabo and Yaz in the chat as well. Hello, guys. Welcome. Looks like Echo is letting Extrovert know that he is still hungry for that lead position. And Lethargic here, definitely not living up to his name, staying quite speedy and alert behind Zedian. There's a Monster Energy joke here somewhere. I just haven't found it yet. And Amara's still putting the pressure on Have a Nice Day. He's within 5/10. He could be getting a move done shortly. BMW, TC, and Long Beach. Yeah, I knew there's bound to be some wrecks here, and the BMW with the rear-wheel drive is definitely tricky to juice through the corner exits. Echo still giving his all, not more than 7/10, maybe a little more than 7/10. Oh my goodness. I'm dying. Ugh. Okay, now I'm fine. Oh, Lethargic got unsettled by that dangerous curb somewhere. Where are we? I nearly choked to death. But looks like Lethargic is now a full second behind Zedian. Kind of lost that momentum that he had going for him. Adamera still around a half second behind Have, who is keeping up his pace pretty well. Echo now nearly a second behind Extrovert. Apex looks to be 4.5 seconds behind Echo, and Zedian's 5 seconds behind him, so Apex kind of running his own race in third place right now. We'll see if that rear-wheel drive on the BMW comes to bite him in the rear or not. He seems to be having a great time of it so far. Seems very at home at Long Beach here, so we'll see how that goes. As I've said before, BMW the only rear-wheel drive in the touring car class, so it comes with its advantages and disadvantages for sure. And it looks like Animera and Have are catching up to, is that Lethargic ahead of them? I believe it is. And Ice is retired. Meeksta and Mac are now the wild cards that I have no idea where their position is. Oh well, that's responsible of you, Ice. That's understandable. It's they have these little, anybody unfamiliar with Long Beach, if you see off to the left there's like a runoff zone, and a lot of the 90-degree turns have these runoff zones because it is very easy to outbrake yourself and overcook it, and instead of just having a brick wall there for you, there's like a little runoff zone with some tires over there, and you might think you can handle it, but you wind up in those runoff zones more often than not when you're learning this circuit, especially in some faster cars that have more precarious braking zones. Looks like Adamera's really given Have the what for here, but Have is not succumbing to the pressure. And is that Lethargic? Yeah, that's still Lethargic ahead of them in the blue and orange hatchback grocery gritter thingamajigger, not sure. Is that him again? I think so. Or is that Nopel? or a Mercedes. I don't know. I can't tell one hatchback from another, to be perfectly honest. Good enough for what they pay me anyhow. So yeah, it looks like basically the most interesting thing going on here is this sort of three-way battle that's precipitating between Animera, Have, and Lethargic. Looks like Have's going to be wanting to make that pass on Lethargic here. And he goes to the outside, Lethargic taking the defensive inside line there, and it has cost him momentum onto this back straight section. And it looks like Have a Nice Day is making the pass stick. Is Lethargic going to tuck in here, or is he going to keep along the inside? It looks like Animera's putting the pressure on the inside. Lethargic gets kind of stuck and caught out to the outside, and they're going too wide still. Lethargic loses some momentum into the last hairpin, tucks in behind Have a Nice Day, and Animera tucks in behind him. Just barely a car length between them, and looks like Animera kind of lost some momentum having to brake to give Lethargic some room there. That was wild. Animera is definitely not backing off. He's telling Lethargic, I'm hungry still, and I'm looking for positions. So Lethargic's stress is not over yet here. He has still got a very intense race to run here between Have and Animera around him. It's like a wall kind of grabbing some, or a car grabbing some wall behind them, rather. Woo! I can't speak. I've had too much coffee as opposed to not enough coffee last week. Sam looking to make a move around Mad Dog here. Alright, this is still popping off. Animera wanting to get around Lethargic, but it is so tricky to find the space to do it. You really want to get it done on these straight sections, but especially in these touring cars, it's a momentum game sometimes. They've got some get up and go, but not enough to just pull straight out ahead of somebody else. You know, maybe the BMW might have some more straight line speed than the front wheel drives. I don't know, but it's pretty even, and you have to absolutely nail that exit if you want any significant momentum increase. That looks like Lethargic into the pits, and How Good Am I into the pits. Only 17 minutes into the race. Looks like a tire change there for Lethargic. Not sure if they're roasting those tires or had some damage or what. Looks like How Good's going to be joining the field back in 12th position. Oh, excuse me. Looks like How Good had a 1 second penalty as well. Hey, Ice, do you have any info on how the tires were holding up on Long Beach? I know California can get pretty warm on the track surface, but I don't know what the temperature is out there. It can definitely be a factor. It looks like people are dropping out left and right. Am I seeing this right? I'm seeing 13 people in the race right now. Am I taking crazy pills, or did a quarter of our field drop out? What is going on? I am just lost and confused. But that's Echo caught back up to Extrovert somehow. I guess he didn't drop more than a second and a half to 2 seconds behind him, but he has whittled that down to less than half a second now. So he is in a good shape to try to take that pole position from Extrovert. Apex still chilling in third place. Just having a lovely Sunday stroll here. Echo 10 seconds ahead of him. Zedian 6 seconds behind. I don't know what to say. He might have the easiest podium of his life here. No clue, I don't do prep for races. Alright, noted. Just a surprising lack of people on the field. It seems How Good Am I has dropped off my radar, and whoa, there's Extrovert scraping up against the wall. Echo going around the inside, Extrovert taking it as wide as possible, trying to maintain that momentum here onto the what are we, on the start-finish straight? No, we're not. Yes, we are. Where am I? Where are we? What is life? Okay, now we're onto the back straight, and oh, scraping that wall. Some very picturesque moments going on at the very least, as Echo is trying to get the run-up on the inside for this fast right-hander. And he might be in good shape to make it stick here. Extrovert not giving it up to him. It looks like they're going too wide into the hairpin. What's going to happen here? And they perfectly go too wide, but it looks like Extrovert got the worst run out of the two. And okay, now he's taken off along the start-finish straight. This is amazing action going on here. Looks like Animera is another one missing from my list. Have a Nice Day is just up in 5th. I forgot who the third party was that was sort of battling with them. But oh, big slide into the wall for Extrovert. He has got to be feeling that. His front end is crumpled. It looks like his rear right side made serious contact with the wall. And there comes Apex, narrowly escaping some bad news there. So Apex is now within half of a second of P2. Extrovert is absolutely battered, basted, and broken. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, I just accidentally opened Google Chrome.
Hello, Dustin.
Oh, Jack's joined me. Okay, here, let me get my audio set for the commentary box. Hello, Jack, can you hear me?
I can now.
Alright, how's it going, Jack? What's going on out there?
We just had a mass disconnect.
Is that what happened?
I say mass. I think about 4 or 5 of us dropped out. I believe there's 13 guys left running. Is that what you can see?
Yeah, I see 13 runners, and yeah, I was trying to count up the people that were missing from my screen. You, Animera, I don't know, like a quarter of the field just took off.
Yeah. It looks like there's some kind of bug going around with lobbies at the moment. It happened. I think people have reported it happening earlier in the week as well. So I don't know if it's something that's just going to need patching.
Yeah, and I'm getting the timing screen bug again. There's some serious catastrophe going on today. So what now? Are we continuing with the race since it was only a handful of people, or what?
Yeah, we were talking about maybe restarting it with 40 or 45 minutes to go, but given that it was only a couple of us that dropped out, well, I know it's still a decent number, but given that it wasn't a huge number that dropped out, we decided to just let everyone else continue running.
Right. Yeah, definitely not ideal, but probably a fair compromise there.
I'm joining now to spectate, so if my timings sync up, I can help you with that.
Yeah, hopefully yours is good, because I've still got Mac and Meeksta with no times on the board, and they're just kind of being an X factor right now. Looks like Apex did take Extrovert's second place here. Extrovert was keeping up with him pretty well on the last lap, but Extrovert still keeping good pace. It doesn't seem like he's got significant enough damage to go in for a repair job. Who's hosting the lobby? That's a good question. I don't know, Jack mentioned that it might be an actual like recurring lobby bug rather than a host problem.
The answer is how good am I myself as hosting the lobby?
Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm not sure. Not sure who it's transferred to. But no, I mean, I have a 380 meg down, 10 up fiber connection.
Absolutely beastly.
But again, it's possible that the game would demand more upload. It's very hard to find people with even more than 10 meg upload times.
Yeah. Where are we? Who's that in the orange and blue behind Zedian? What is going on with the camera? There we are.
I've just realised I'm limited to what you're looking at.
Oh yeah, that thing, huh? Alright. Are the timings better for Mac and Mixta on your end?
I'm still in that syncing phase.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know.
So Zedian now is a second behind Extrovert. Extrovert might be in trouble. That damage is costing him time. He's keeping up a decent pace, but it's definitely costing him. Now that's Apex just a second ahead of Extrovert as well. So we got a three-way battle for second developing here. I thought Apex was going to have just an easy run at this, but it looks like Extrovert hasn't given up those second place dreams here, and Zedian is looking plenty hungry as well, and he might have an easier time taking Extrovert than Extrovert would want.
It's great to see that really close 1, 2, 3 this far into the race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just from experience, do you know if a couple of the guys picked up damage then at the front?
I think Extrovert, as far as the front half of the field, I think Extrovert's the only person that's got any significant damage. There may have been a couple, slides up against a wall, just little bumps for a couple people, but I do believe Extrovert's the only one that's made some serious contact.
I had a couple of bumps up against the wall. I picked up 8 front aero damage and 5 suspension damage on one wheel. And it was really killing me out there, and Meekster had a similar situation before he DC'd. Oh, he's still in. Meekster had a similar situation, and he was thinking it was hurting him a lot as well. So even a little bit of damage could really be hurting.
Yeah. And Meekster looks absolutely ragged on my screen. And that's Parney just behind him, so it does appear Meeksta is in 8th and Parney is in 9th if we transpose it. I guess I don't know where Mac is exactly.
Yeah, so all of my timings have just synced up correctly, so, well, what I believe is correctly. I have Echo in 1st, Apex in 2nd, Extrovert in 3rd, Zedian in 4th, Jav in 5th and Harold in 6th, Mac in 7th, Mad Dog in 8th, Parney in 9th, Meekster in 10th. It's a name that begins with an A in 11th. Lethargic, thank you. Paulie in 12th and Sam in 13th. I hope that clears things up.
Alright, excellent. I will try to keep that in mind. Looks like that group is getting wild as somebody dives into the pits there. That's Extrovert into the pits. Said enough is enough. I'm getting my repairs done because he is hemorrhaging time out there with that damage that he's got. And did Extrovert just disconnect now?
It looks like Extrovert might have disconnected. He's certainly disappeared on my screen. Yeah,
he's disappeared from the timings. Man, I have no words for the mysteries that are unfolding on the racetrack today.
We might have to look at using the dedicateds again.
Possibly.
I mean, although they had their own kinds of issues and bugs.
Yeah.
Maybe the lesser of the evils.
That's Echo coming around a Beamer, but I'm not sure who that is exactly. I'm gonna step away for a minute, Jack. If you could try to keep an eye on things and keep the people informed for just about a minute, I'll be right back.
I'll see if I can handle that. Hi everybody, how's Dustin been treating you? Has he been looking after you well? I hope so. I'm afraid I can't give you any different camera angles because I am stuck looking at Echo. But there are worse cars to be looking at, let's be honest. That gap is correct. Echo's got a really healthy lead, and Apex looks like he's going to have a few guys he's going to have to work through. A few guys to lap down, which is not going to make things easy to catch up.
Alright, the boys are back in town. Did I miss anything? Looks like Errol's in the pits.
Yep. You just missed, you know, my beautiful voice soothing the viewers.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm back. We're one big happy family once again. I was just thinking while I was away, it's we don't usually have these major issues in our support series or our series in the other days of the week. That seems this season we've had them all in the main series while we're streaming, which is unfortunate.
It's a nightmare. I mean, the first thing I would have thought of is maybe it's because there's more guys in the lobby, but actually support saw the same turnout this week, so
yeah,
just luck of the draw.
Yeah, I guess so. Twice in a row. Last season, I think I disconnected somehow during one of the races last season, but didn't have any mass issues during the last season, and that was absolutely packed to the brim. Every grid space was taken up last season. But
yeah,
these things happen. That's part of sim racing, and there's some really interesting quirks that go along with racing games.
Project bugs.
Not gonna point any fingers. We are never getting affiliated, Jack. Not at this rate.
Never, ever, ever.
No, it doesn't look like.
Hurts.
Doesn't look like any real crazy action precipitating. I guess I don't know where Mac and Meeksta are, but if you see any indicators pop up for them, you let me know, because I can't quite keep track of them all the time.
Yeah, no problem. Max in 5th, Meeksta's in 7th. Neither of them look particularly near other drivers though, so.
Right. That's Apex now comfortably into 2nd. He had all the breathing room in the world for the 3rd, and once Extrovert started taking some damage, Apex was able to get that done, and now he's cruising around in 2nd place. Zedian's only 2 seconds behind him though, so we may see some action there. Is that a back marker between Zedian and... Yeah, that's a back marker between Zedian and Apex. Somebody's a lap down or so. And it looks like Zedian is making the pass here to go on the hunt for Apex. I gotta say, despite the setbacks of this race, Apex is having a great time. Echo is as well, but Apex, we haven't seen Apex at the very front of the pack, really. But he's absolutely come into his own in Long Beach in the touring cars. He's been slamming them out in the BMW, which is a very challenging car to drive on this circuit. So very, very impressed with his performance out there today. It does appear Have a Nice Day is 14, 15, 16 seconds behind Zedian. Is that correct, Jack? There's nobody between them. What's Meeksta and Max positions? Would probably be a better question to ask.
Yeah, Max in fifth and Meeksta's in 7th. And yeah, Jav looks to me to be about 18 seconds behind Zedian.
All right. So yeah, it's not too late to get a rumble for second place here. We have 24 minutes left in the race. Don't see too many other things closing in too fast. Errol, okay, timing's glitching out there. I'm not sure what's happening, so we'll just move along swiftly. We'll stay posted here with Zedian's hunt for Apex. They call him Apex Envy for a reason. Other people have the scent of blood in the water on the hunt for the Apexes. Is it Apex I for plural for Apex? I feel like it should be. I don't think it is though. We can see Apex just ahead there. Zedian's gonna keep slamming out these laps to try to get this gap down. Apex does manage to pull ahead a bit on these straights though.
Yeah, as is typical, the BMW really shines on the straights here. But the Renault felt really strong in the corners, at least when I was still in it.
Yeah, these hatchbacks with sort of less mass in the front-wheel drive can definitely have a good time on a street circuit like this.
It sure can.
I was doing the GT4 career mode in the Aston recently. I picked the Aston because it has paddle shifters, and I was sick of missing shifts in the BMW. And that thing is kind of in a similar place to the BMW in this class, where it's kind of heftier and good on the straights. And bringing the Aston here, I just softened the suspension a lot and just basically drove it like a rally car through these streets, using the brake to dip my nose into corners and such. It's definitely an interesting circuit to tune your car for, and it's kind of necessary in a lot of cases. The bumps and what have you into the braking zones can wreak havoc on a stiffer setting, and there's a lot of X factors here at Long Beach.
It's a great circuit though, I'm a real fan.
Yeah, absolutely. It's fun, it's unique. This is what I look for in a circuit, is this sense of danger. It's just got a visceral quality, being walled in. That's why I like circuits like Nordschleife and you know, all these really dangerous circuits, rather than the flat, boring concrete runoff tracks. I like
Get the blood flowing.
Like these ones where it's life or death in every corner. And Long Beach also really picturesque. Really beautiful circuit with the all the decoration and the scenery around it. And it gives you that street racing vibe, you know. It's like Fast and the Furious out here.
We were talking in drivers chat. We could be wrong, but we believe that Long Beach is a Project Cars exclusive, which is a really nice one to have.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, there's a couple that aren't really represented in a lot of other games. I think Algarve is another one that's like kind of rare for other. I guess I haven't played all the Sims, so I don't know for sure. But there's a couple circuits that are uncommon in the sim and racing game world that are just a lot of fun to drive.
It's a great camera angle around the roundabout.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple good ones here. So, Zedian now within a second of Apex Envy, and looks like Apex's milk run is getting a little more interesting here.
I should point out that on my screen it looks like Meeks is getting pretty close to Mad Dog, less than a second.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. We're gonna have battle of the BMWs here. Battle of the beat up BMWs. Keep checking in between these two. Zedian's still a second behind, and I'm sure Apex is gonna pull ahead a little bit. Looks like they got about an equal exit there. Meeks might be making some moves here. They're both got their headlights out, spoilers bent, bonnets are crumpled. This is a demo derby out here. Is that Lethargic behind them? Yes, it is. So we've got a three-way battle. Looks like Lethargic taking the inside. Very risky maneuvers going on here. Going too wide through any of these corners puts you at a serious risk of kissing that wall.
That was incredibly well executed, though, by both drivers.
Fantastic driving, absolutely. This is shaping up to be a proper rumble here. Everybody looking for that 5th place. Is Parney into the pits now? Oh, Lethargic is pulling ahead. Yep.
Like a little bit of oversteer from Meeks to there, possibly.
Yeah, quite possibly. He tucks in behind Lethargic, and Lethargic just slightly over half a second to Mad Dog, but I wouldn't say anybody's out of the running for P5 yet. Oh, come on, give me the angle. Where are we at? It's like Meeksta was positioning, sort of posturing for a move on that corner and backed out, thought better of it. But he is right on Lethargic's tail still. Check in with Zedian real quick. Still within a second of Apex Envy. Not quite popping off just yet. Oh, a little bit of bumperino there. Lethargic keeps it under control. Meeksta keeps it under control. And Mad Dog reaps the benefits. Meeksta taking a peek around the inside. He's positioned for the inside, not quite getting the overlap there. Lethargic has the room to turn in and keep that position for now. We'll see if Meeksta can make anything. Ooh, sliding out just a little bit. We'll see if Meeksta can make anything happen on the start-finish straight here. See if that BMW German engineering can pull him ahead.
Meekster seems to be kicking the tail out a lot at the moment. I think he's driving the socks off that thing.
I think so. Zedian now 7/10 behind Apex. Harney about to leave the pits in P10, 11, not sure.
He's in P12.
Oh, okay.
He's a few minutes behind everybody.
Right up on Mad Dog. Looks like I'm not sure if there's some slight lag there. Kind of looked like it, but it also kind of looked like Lethargic gave him a little bumperino around the corner as well. And cars are rotating a little bit odd. We might have some leg spikes here, but Lethargic is hot on it, going around the inside on the back straight. If he can get that overlap fully into the right-hander here, he will be looking pretty good for P5. He's pulled ahead for now, and Mad Dog, I switched cameras at the absolute worst moment. Mad Dog tucks in behind him into P6 now. Yeah, are you seeing some weird rotation on the cars on your end?
I sure am.
Yeah. Yeah. We got
Lethargic bumpers bouncing around.
Yeah, we got 99 problems out here today, but we're still racing, boy. Zedian still 7/10 around Apex Envy. Mad Dog, where's Meeksta now? Behind Mad Dog. Seems like they're kind of spreading out, but I don't think it's over for that battle for P5. Zedian still sticking behind Apex. He's gotten that gap down pretty well, but Apex has just been so consistent. So absolutely consistent this race. Zedian hasn't had the chance to make the move yet. I don't think Zedian's really pushing for his all yet, but we got 13 minutes remaining. We are well into the dying laps of this race, and I think we're gonna start to see the pressure get onto Apex and Zedian real quick here. Check back in with these guys. 2 seconds to Lethargic. Meeksta about a second behind him. Zedian, 3/10 behind Apex now. He's starting to put the pressure on, really turn the screws on Apex. He knows there's not much of this race left, and he knows he is very close to P2. Apex, he's had Zedian in his rear mirror for laps and laps now, but it doesn't seem like the pressure's gotten to him yet. He's still smashing those laps out. Oh, Zedian is looking a little squirrely around there, but Apex maintained his speed through that final turn so well. And Echo, haven't given Echo much attention because he's just been chilling in first for an hour. Good on him. I don't know what the he's a minute and a half and no 30 seconds 26. My timing's messed up still, but Echo's just been hanging on to his lead as well.
I believe he's 26 seconds clear.
Yeah, that seems more reasonable than a minute. Yeah, really great consistency on the top contenders here. Oh, 2.5 tenths. He is looking hungry. Now the pressure's really on. We've got just under 11 minutes left of the race, and oh, look at how close he was to that wall. Zedian wants that P2. P3's good points, but boy, P2 is just dangling right in front of Zedian right now, so he's gonna go for it.
I think Meekster might be really close to Harold at the moment as well. One to look out for. Not too close.
Yeah, it looks to be about a second, 0.2 or second and a half there. Looks like he's pulling ahead a little bit. But Harold seems a little bit closer to Mad Dog now. And what's the gap from Mad Dog to Lethargic? 5 seconds. So yeah, we might have something going on here. Oh man. Yeah, we got 2 battles coming in the last 10 minutes of this race. Oh, he's gotten real close to Mad Dog there. Nearly got some overlap there, but not really enough momentum or space on the track to make anything. Oh, looked like Mad Dog was taking a defensive stance there, and oh, there's Harold getting that overlap. Got good momentum coming out. And now he's got the inside line, and that is Harold into P6. Mad Dog tucks in behind him. Meekster behind Mad Dog back there. And it's not over yet. Harold keeping that defensive line. He was prepared for that. Oh! Some interesting lines getting cut around that hairpin. Check in real quick with these guys. Still, oh man, he's been within a half second of Apex for probably 3 laps now. Apex has got to absolutely be sweating right now.
Yeah, Zedian's going to have to make a move before the race ends, because he's certainly not going to beat that BMW down the straight in the last turn.
No, he's not. He's got to get that full position done. So we'll see Zedian's racecraft here into the dying laps, because he's certainly got the technique to keep up with Apex, and he's got enough pace to really close that gap, but to actually get ahead of the BMW and to keep it back there is going to be another battle entirely.
Well, they're just looking at the standards from last week. I think Zedian's going to be really happy with today's results.
Absolutely.
He was in 4th last week, and so he's 4th overall, with it being week 2. But Bill Kerman in 2nd and Crowhop in 3rd are not here.
Right.
So Echo and Zedian are almost guaranteed to be running away in 1st and 2nd.
Did you see that drift on Meekster's head?
Wow.
He spun going into the hairpin, but my goodness, was that a sick drift.
Oh, what's he doing? What's he
I
doing?
don't know. I'm sorry, Meekster. I gotta see what happens here. I'm sorry, I can't look away.
Who's that coming around? Oh. He almost held it.
He did. It was so stable through the drift, but the exit of it, he couldn't quite get her nailed down. That was sick.
My timing's broken. How many laps are they going to be doing?
We're on 38 now. We got 6 left, so 4 more laps. So around lap 42 should be the last, I believe. Oh, what? What?
What just happened?
I think Apex lost it a little bit, and Zedian just swooped on in there. I like blinked for a second, and all of a sudden, Zedian was around.
I think that might have happened off camera. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I just saw like Apex going a little bit sideways while Zedian sped off into the distance. That's unfortunate. It was just in one of the blind spots for the cameras because it just happened like that.
Now it's Zedian's turn to keep his cool.
Yeah, who's that behind Apex now? That's Mac. Is that for position?
No, Mac is in 5th,
Okay.
but that's a different lap.
Gotcha. Ollie looking for some position on Mad Dog here.
Yeah, Paul is in 9th, Mad Dog in 8th. So, lots to play for across the grid.
Absolutely. It's, oh! Mad Dog really putting the shoulder into that wall there. And there's the overlap going into the hairpin. That's so dangerous to get too wide in there because everybody takes unique lines through there depending on their car and their driving style. It is so risky. There's not a clear inside or outside line when you go through that hairpin.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you saw it, but a similar happened to me and Sam near the start of the race. I had an overlap going in, or I think I did. But yeah, we just came and met each other on the middle of the corner.
Yeah, it just the physics don't really work out going too wide through there unless you like slide your car all the way around the wall like a snake and just hug the wall on the inside. It's just not gonna work out as anybody imagines really going through there.
It's got that weird double apex which makes it impossible.
Yeah.
It's like a squared off hairpin.
I think, yeah, Polly got around Mad Dog at some point while I was bloviating about the hairpin. That's Polly up into 7, and Mad Dog now dropping to 8th.
That's 8th and 9th because of Mac in 5th.
Right, absolutely.
Just thinking, are you able to leave and rejoin lobbies mid-race and still be director?
Yes.
So that might fix your timing issues. If you're in a quiet spot, it might be worth doing.
Yeah.
Not now, obviously.
Right.
Future.
Yeah, that actually might work. I hadn't really considered it before, but I'll give that a shot next time because this two out of 2 times I've had this issue. So we'll give that a shot next time. Is that Polly in front of Harold or? Yeah. Now Harold, after getting that P7, is looking for P6 from Polly. Minute and a half left in the race here. So we've got, I don't know where our leader is exactly on the track, but we got 1 or 2 laps remaining. Someone spun into that fast right-hander.
Oh no. Different lap by the looks of things.
Yeah. As these guys get through the hairpin nice and clean. And it looks like Polly got a pretty good exit around there. We'll see if the mid to top end of his car takes him through. Looks like it will.
Well, he didn't seem happy with his setup earlier. I'm sure he's glad he's persevered with it now.
Yeah, I mean, he's had a pretty solid race, and I mean, everybody's got some free positions. Whoever's survived the race here is getting some decent points. Is the point system based on people that enter the race or people that finish?
It's based on the people that start the race. So yeah, this is going to be full points. Leader's going to walk away with, is it 32 or 36? I think it's 36.
That's going to be very good points for these guys, no matter what. That's good news for them. 9 seconds left of the race. Let's find out where our leader is. So this will be the last lap as our race leader Echo goes onto the back straight. And we'll check back in with these guys, see if anything happens. Looking cheeky around the inside. Now around the outside of the final hairpin. Kind of getting that, what's that called when you give them that little undercut through a turn? It was one of those things. But
it's like the over and under type thing, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like a old dogfighting maneuver almost. And that is race complete for these guys. So that'll be Errol into 7th, Polly into 6th, and Echo first, Zedian second, Apex in 3rd. Everybody's disappearing off my timing, but that is the race. And now everybody's Mac, apparently, which is kind of hilarious.
That's not how it's showing on mine, but it's very weird.
That's strange.
Do you want me to get you some guys in for interviews?
Yeah, absolutely. If you could check with the top 3, see if they'll be interested, that would be great.
I will do. So that's Echo first, Zedian second, and
Apex.
Was it Harold or Apex?
Apex
I
third,
get
yeah.
those guys mixed up. Yeah, I'll go and get those now.
Thank you much. Yeah, some interesting racing out there today. Lots of ups and downs, and I thought wrecks and pileups were going to be the biggest concern today, but I was surprised, let's say, as to how much other drama unfolded. We'll get some interviews with the top 3 going here for you. While we're waiting, PCDC.link is our website if anybody watching wants to join us for the upcoming races. Go on and head over there, get onto the Discord, and you can be racing with us as soon as next week or tomorrow if you want. So looks like I'm joined by Echo. Hello, Echo.
Hello.
How's it going? How'd the race feel for you?
Yeah, it was good. It was good at the start with Extrovert. It was pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
But he made a mistake at turn 1 and went straight into the wall. So after that, it was just managing tires and stuff, and bringing it home safe.
Yeah, you kind of had a milk run after that battle was done. I mean, not to discount the driving skill and the work that goes into it, but didn't see too many people challenging you for first. We had a lot of battles for 2nd and 3rd and everywhere else down the field, but some good consistency on your end anyhow.
Yeah, well, without Bill being here, I knew that it would be maybe a little bit easier with one less top guy being here.
Yeah.
I knew Extrovert would be quick. I thought he was going to get pole in the end, but I managed to put in a good lap towards the end.
Yeah, was that your 1:23.9 that happened there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty quick.
Yeah. The grip feels really different compared to what I did in practice. I think it must be the live track where the more rubber goes down, the more grip you get, because it was really slippy to start with.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been noticing some live track intricacies lately too. It really does make a difference. You never know exactly what condition you're gonna get with your tires to the road.
Yeah, it's definitely challenging, but it's the same for everyone.
Right. Yep. That's the plus. Yeah, with Bilgon, you're getting some really great points here too, and
yeah,
half the grid wound up dropping out for one reason or another during the race.
We had
so
a mass disconnect.
Yeah, yeah.
We weren't sure if we were going to restart the whole lobby, but there was quite a lot of people still battling, so I think they decided against it in the end.
Right, yeah, which unfortunate for them, but means full points for the 12 or 13 people that finished the race. So that's good points for everybody. And I think I don't have the points up on my screen right now, but you're looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, Echo's could be runaway leader, but Zedian's also going to cement that second place.
Yeah,
Bill will be back next week, hopefully, and he will still be pushing very, very hard as always.
Yep. Well, we'll let you go, but congrats on your win. Really great consistency out there for you today.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah, congrats, Echo.
Cheers.
Zedian, hello.
Hello.
Well, good work there at the dying laps of the race. You describe that battle, how that went for you from your perspective?
Yeah, so early on in the race, I was lacking compared to Apex, and somewhere halfway down the race, I think Extrovert crashed out, and I started catching up to Apex, and then I just sort of tried to stick behind him, and tried to make a move at the end, but I didn't need to.
Yeah, what happened? We were watching you guys pretty closely there, because we knew the pressure was getting down to crunch time, and the moves were going to need to be made. But there was a blind spot in the cameras. We didn't see what happened to Apex at the end there.
Yeah, so if I saw it correctly, I believe Barney was spun in turn 1, and I think that threw off Apex, like in the braking or something, and he went sideways into the wall, and I managed to dodge that and get on the inside of the corner.
Yeah, which unfortunate for Apex, but that was exactly the opportunity you needed.
Yeah, I think it's also part of applying the pressure, but yeah.
Yeah, and he had to have been feeling it because you were within a second for like the second half of the race, and then you were within half a second for the last quarter of the race, and just turning those screws.
Yeah, kinda.
That was some very interesting racing. Yeah,
it was super fun as well. Actually, it is sad to have some people crash out and disconnect, but it was a very good race, and yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, unfortunate for them, but you're getting full points for this, and you're looking good in the individual standings now because of that. So good for you at least.
Yeah.
Well, I'll let you go, Zedian. Congrats on your second place. You're looking pretty good from here.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, man.
Thank you.
Apex, hello, bud. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. So we heard from Zedian that there was like a little incident that happened there that caused you to drop into third. How'd that precipitate?
Yeah, right at the very end, I'm not used to running races this long, and I guess I just blanked out for a split second and missed a braking marker, and it turns out 100 meters means a whole lot at the end of the front straight.
Absolutely. That is very true. Yeah, you were really, really consistent out there for most of the race though. It was really impressive consistency. Seems like you reacted really well to Long Beach in the touring cars. Is there any like personal preference that went into that, or did you just have a good day?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually surprised myself a lot with the quali, and I just tried to basically not wreck for the entire race. And unfortunately, I did, but I was far enough ahead that it didn't impact the standing too much.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that was a great performance. We haven't really seen you at the very front of the pack too much this season or last season. It was really nice to see, and Zedian was turning those screws on you for a half hour. How'd that feel for you?
Yeah, he was. My tires were starting to fade off, I think, and I just wasn't as quick, and I could tell, if I made one mistake, he was going to fly by. So I was just trying to hold on.
Yeah, it was working for you. It's unfortunate that you know, that little tiny lapse, little missing of a single, you know, a couple feet in the braking zone can be really disastrous on Long Beach. But you had some really amazing consistency out there, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you go. Congrats on your 3rd place. That's going to be some really great points for you in the standings.
Yeah,
Congrats,
thanks.
Apex.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next race. We'll see if I can bring the consistency back next week.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope to see some good performance from you. We'll catch up with you later. Have a good day, bud. Congrats.
All right, thanks. You too.
All right. Well, Jack, I think that about wraps us up.
I think it is. I just dropped out while you were talking to Apex, and Jav asked if I could give him a shout out. He came 4th. It was his home circuit, so congrats, man.
Oh yeah, good on you, bud. That's great. Yeah. Well, PCDC.link if anybody wants to join up with us. Where are we at next week, Jack?
Put me on the spot. 1 second.
I've got it up on my screen here.
We're going to be racing at Zolder in the fog.
Zolder in the fog.
No, even worse than that. It's fog followed by random. So
it'll
be a really exciting race.
Yeah, we could have our first wet conditions in the main series for a while. I don't even know the last time I saw that.
Well, anyone who's done FNR knows that random means rain.
Yep, absolutely. Raindom. Well, thanks for joining me in the commentary box, Jack.
Cheers, Dustin.
Appreciate it. And everybody else, have a fantastic day. Thanks for joining us.